Hello there, greetings from Vienna and welcome to Junk Journal with me, number 50. Incredible. We are working on the Feel Good February prompt for 23rd, which is uplifting phrases. Love that one a lot. And I'm moving on to the next available page, which turns out to be a glossy one. Now, see, on the left hand side we have a coffee stained paper. No idea why I didn't just use that. I decided to use the white glossy paper, which is the back side of a cutout of a book. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. And I wanted to use one of these round stickers. I don't know, I felt like using round elements in this spread. And I wanted to use one from this lovely sticker book that I had gotten from Amazon. And it's from the company Pepin. You can probably find it if you search for that. And I wanted to go with a blue one, and I was trying to decide between this butterfly one and these ones with the parrots. And that was a tough choice because all of these were lovely. But in the end, I decided to stick with this butterfly one because I didn't really want too many colors happening. So I wanted to find a color for my background. So I take my color wheel and I see that the complementary color, which is exactly on the opposite of this blue, is the orange. So in order for the spread to work, I decided to go with these complementary colors and make an orange background. So I took my watercolors, the koi watercolors, which I also got from Amazon, and they are a horrible mess, but they are very loved. So yeah, I don't really take care of them, I guess, but they work just fine as they are. So I'm starting off by making this background with my flat water brush, although I am actually using a little cup of water anyway. Because I knew this page would need a lot of water. So I have just put down different shades of orange, kind of just mixed them up, and I'm letting it drip down. Now, if you do this technique, please be sure to put a kitchen towel or some rag or something underneath, because it's really going to drip down all the way and it's going to drip on your work surface. So after that, I decided to dry it. And it had some pretty cool texture, I must say. It has a totally different result than on a different kind of paper. And I realized, to my complete astonishment, that the page bubbled. But like the bubble was in between the page. So I don't know how to explain it. Somehow the paper separated. And here you can see some of the texture, which is actually pretty cool, I thought. But then when you look at the other side and you have this beautiful picture of this lady, look at that bubble. I've never seen anything like it. It was, of course, because of the heat gun. So if I would have let it air dry, this never would have happened. But I decided to just ignore it for now. And I wanted to put another coat of color on because somehow it wasn't as rich in color yet as I wanted it to be. So I decided to just add some more drips of various shades of coral and orange and yellowish tones. And what I also want to add is, I don't know, maybe you've seen that this video is a bit longer, and I thought about cutting out some of the bits that you will see will be irrelevant, but I thought I would leave it all in just to show you that I struggle with some spreads a lot, like with this one, because I think that looking at my video, sometimes you may think, oh, and there's actually another bubble right now. This one actually came out to be in the shape of a heart on the left hand side. That one is actually pretty cool. So that was a very cool experiment. But I noticed that when I pushed it down a little bit with my fingers, they actually kind of flattened out again, so it was not a big deal. So what I wanted to say was, yeah, because looking at my videos, I think maybe it looks like I'm always so prepared and I totally know what I'm doing and all these spreads work out so easily and nicely. but I wanted to show you that that's not the case. I mean, yes, sometimes they do, but sometimes they just don't. And there have been a few spreads in the past where I've really struggled, and this is one of those which is really giving me a hard time. And I had the feeling that nothing I was putting together was actually working out. And there's a point later on where I just get very frustrated because nothing is working out that I'm doing, and I don't know what's happening. I don't know why it's not coming together, but I keep going. I don't give up. So in the end, I do have a result that I like, but it took a lot of effort to get there. And I wanted to share that process with you because I don't want you to think that everything comes so easy for me either. So I had put the phrase on one of these round cutouts so all these cutouts are from my Instagram friend Raisa, who I had recently met in real life, and she had given me all these round bits, which are great. I love them so much, and so that's why I wanted to use them. So here you can see I'm kind of going crazy with these. And the reason being is because I didn't like the background anymore. So I thought, well, I want some of it showing through because I want the contrast of colors, but I didn't like it. So here I'm trying to actually cover up basically the whole thing. So totally pointless to have that background at all. And so then I thought, well, I have these rub-ons, maybe I could add those, but then I don't go for that either. So then I came to the point to abandon that right hand side and to work with the left hand side, which I should have done all along, but you know, some things take longer to register. So I like that a lot better. So what I do is I cover up just visually the right hand side because it was bugging me so much that I just wanted to have it covered up in some neutral tones so that I could concentrate on the left hand side. So I again started rearranging the pieces. And I take out the rub-ons again, and I'm thinking I should add some of that contrasting color, but instead of the background now I would add some rub-ons, some floral images in between. So I play around with those for a bit. And since there were only 2 orange flower bits, I decided I could try this pink one because I wanted 3 elements instead of 2, because 2 just isn't pleasing for the eye. And I just keep playing around with the elements. Not happy with anything I'm doing. I'm adding more bits and more bits, thinking it will somehow miraculously be okay. So next I decide none of this is working. So I take away all the rub-ons and I decide I do need to put color on the background. And so I chose my neon color Caran d'Ache wax pastel, water-soluble wax pastels. And I chose these warm colors. And I take some water and the same flat brush, and I just try to somehow add some water. And of course on this coffee dyed paper they don't come out very nicely. So at this point I was already thinking, why didn't I use my watercolors instead? And I was contemplating switching, but in the end I just stuck with them, and I thought it's okay, they don't need to be bright, they just need to have a warm tone to complement the cold tone of the round bits in the sticker. So I just keep adding randomly various tones. And here I'm just kind of splashing some bits on. Now I'm quickly just gonna dry it again with my heat gun. And I'm again starting to arrange the bits. And at this point, oh yeah, sorry, at this point I have not given up on the rub-ons yet. So I keep going, rearranging them, thinking that this background would just change everything, until now I finally gave up the rub-ons. And I put my writing board underneath so I would have a good surface to stamp. And because I remembered I had just recently received this wonderful scripty stamp from Angel, and I liked that a lot better. Now that was a background I could work with, and I just added a border to my uplifting phrase, and I think, yeah, and I also just put a border around the U to make that stand out. And to enhance the background a bit more, I decided to add various washi samples from various happy mails, and I'm just kind of putting those in parts behind these round pieces. And finally this page is coming together for me. Mind you, this whole page took me more than an hour to make with all the things I went through, but in the end I was happy with the result. And yeah, basically that's what you need, right? And I'm just trying to read what the uplifting phrase is on the screen. Now I see it so small and I don't have the actual journal next to me. So, well, it's okay, you can read it, right? And I really love that phrase. Oh yeah, I think it says, "No one is you and that is your superpower." So I think that's an awesome uplifting phrase, and I think we should all remind ourselves of that. We're all unique, and that is really our superpower. I think that's so awesome. So here I'm finally sticking that sticker down, and I'm just inking all the edges. And lastly, I'm going to add the number 23 for February 23rd, and as you might know, I'm not doing them in order. I'm just choosing the ones I like and doing them whenever. So yeah, just stamping that 23 down on the bottom, and that's it for this page. So a lot of struggling, a lot of frustration, but satisfied with the result in the end. Now I'm just circling that so that I know I've done that prompt already. So thanks for hanging out with me, and hope to see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.